demands for your products and services to be presented at the
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305. Member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon. We are your premier, best in state driving school, located in Southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horst, and we are here to help.
Versatile Networks can handle all of your school or business technology and wiring needs. Expanding into a new building or office space? We would love to give you a free quote for your network wiring. Are your computers outdated? Are your servers slow? Is your network underperforming? Is your wireless network weak? Let Versatile Networks come in and assess the situation and get you back up and running the way you should be. Call Versatile Networks today at 405-217-0267 or visit versatilenetworks.com for more information.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment.
Welcome back to Fort Cobb, folks. Don Tyson, Blake Perryman, once again back with you, getting set for the boys' contest today. The Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs taking on the Merritt Oilers. Ought to be a good ball game. Merritt comes into this game, as I mentioned, the girls a while ago. The boys, they're a Class 2A ball club over in Beckham County. They come in with a record of 4 wins and 2 losses. They have one common opponent. That would be the Hinton Comets. Hinton defeated Merritt 46-35 back earlier in the season. And Hinton defeated Fort Cobb in the finals of the Burns Flat tournament 49-44. So a 5-point loss to Hinton by the Mustangs and a 11-point loss to the Comets by these Merritt Oilers. So we'll see if that has any bearing on the outcome of the contest. We'll see. The Merritt Oilers are coached by Mr. Orrin Lobb, and we're about set to have the starting lineups announced. The Merritt Oilers in a road orange uniform. Well, they're black. The girls' team wore orange uniforms, and the Merritt boys wearing their road black uniforms. And their starting lineup is senior number 3, Hagan Justice. A senior number 5, Zach Carr. A junior number 4, Riley Herndon. A senior number 20, Kobe Skelton. And the big boy is senior number 44, Jace Hamilton. So they start 4 seniors and a junior, the Merritt Oilers do. And now for the Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs, coached by legendary coach Scott Hines. And their starting lineup will be a junior number 2, Jackson Willits. A sophomore point guard number 3, Cray Rogers. A junior number 4, Simeon Collins. A junior number 20, Aiden Lewis. And a junior number 33, Ian Taylor. For the Mustangs, they come in Class B, ranked number 10 in the state with a record of 9 wins and 3 losses. They come off a big win before Christmas break over at Carnegie. 1-point victory in a great ball game over at Carnegie, up and down affair. See how we come back after the Christmas break here. Cray Rogers looks a little different. He's kind of got his ears lowered a little bit. He got a haircut spranked over the break. Looks a little different than I remember him last couple of weeks ago. Merritt controls the tap into the backcourt with some aggression there. And so Merritt will be on the attack to start the contest. And it appears the Mustangs are going to be playing a man-to-man defense. There's Skelton. The 17-foot baseline jumper is good. And that's a good start for the Oilers for sure. They come out at a full court press as well. Mustangs going to have to be on their toes here. Collins into the front court, double teamed over to Willits, fumbled the pass, baseline 3 on the way, good. Jackson Willits with a good start. First time he handles, he drains a 3-pointer, and the Mustangs on top 3-2. Each team has had 1 possession early here in the first period. Skelton going against Taylor, thought about a 3-pointer, and then Taylor closed out on him. They lob it into the big fella, Hamilton. Ball popped away over to number 3. His shot's no good. Justice and Ludus there with a rebound. Rogers handles over to Willits, trying to post up his defender. Kicks it out front to Collins now, over to Taylor along the baseline. Into Lewis, giving up several inches to Hamilton. Left-handed shot, good, beautiful. Cagey move there by Aiden Lewis. I don't think the big man was expecting that left-handed shot from there. Beautiful play, and the Mustangs on top 5-2. Did they give him a 2 on that first one?
That's exactly what I was
apparently
starting to think.
They gave Willits a 2 because it's 4-2 on the scoreboard. He must have been on the line. There's Skelton. 3-pointer no good by Justice. Willits ahead of the pack. Left-handed layup good. That's 4 quick points for Jackson. And it's 6-2. Mustangs on top. Good defense on that end by poking that ball away. Herndon with it over to Hargis. Hagen Justice, I should say, to Skelton. Mustangs doing a good job of this man-to-man defense. They intercept the pass. Here comes Rogers up ahead. Doesn't have the numbers. He'll pull it out front. Over to Collins. It's intercepted. Pass by Hagen Justice all the way down. A little finger roll is good by Hagen Justice. He anticipated that pass well and took it down for 2. Rogers beats the press in the corner to Willits. Back to Rogers along the left side. Tries to bounce pass it along to Lewis, but he's fouled on the drive. That's Zach Carr picks up the personal. And the Mustangs will inbound underneath the basket. Aiden Lewis catches the lob along the baseline. Now hands it off to Willits. Sets him a screen. Out front to Taylor. Good tight man-to-man defense by the Oilers. Play a lot like their girls team. Really aggressive. Collins off the curl. Penetrates. Curl spin move. Shot no good, but he's fouled.
I believe they're going to call it on the floor. I don't think he got it up in time.
And it'll be the Mustangs basketball. Inbounding with 5 minutes to play here, opening period. Into Willits along the baseline. Dribbles in the paint. Jumps towards the lane and rim and lays it in for 2. Good strong move by Jackson. He has 6 of the 8 Mustang points here early. And it's an 8-4 lead. Skelton gets a screen. Now over to Hamilton, top of the key. Right side they go to Carr. To Herndon, back to Carr. Willits on him. Fumbled the pass, and they're going to call him for double dribble. Turnover to the Mustangs. Mustangs look pretty sharp here early, Blake.
Well, it's something you certainly like to see. I was a little concerned at first at how they would handle Hamilton, but it's not like we haven't seen something like that before between Seth Spady and Austin Willis at Carnegie.
Right.
So it's not the first time we've played someone with a big man like that.
There's a steal on the inbounds pass. They double-teamed Willits and took it away from him. And then Trey Rogers fouls Riley Herndon going to the line, and Riley will be at the line shooting 2. And he makes the first. Yeah, these boys play, it's almost a carbon copy of the way the girls play. Full court press, real aggressive defense, quick ball movement. And he makes both free throws, and it's 8-6. And a lot of substitutions. Caden McGilbert checks in for Carr. Or not Carr, but Herndon. Pass up ahead to Rogers, double team. And it's poked away from behind by Carr. I tell you, they try to trap everybody, don't they? I would think the Mustangs might get some easy baskets here at some point.
Well, they're quick and they're athletic, and they're able to rotate on defense quite well.
Yeah.
That trap works.
Yeah. Collins off the inbounds pass. 3-pointer won't fly. Good rebound by Carr. Up ahead to Skelton. Goes around Taylor. Tries to spin it off the glass, won't go. Battle for the rebound. Willits comes away with it. And Rogers will slow things down here. Bring it in the front court. ISO play. Rogers all the way to the rim, but couldn't get the layup in, and he's going to foul. You could see that one coming. I think Craig was a little aggravated at himself that he missed that layup, and then he compounded the problem by picking up his second personal there. Coach Hines not real happy with that. But it was a good isolation play. They had it all spread out, and Rogers had everything but the finish. Merritt on the attack now. 3:42 to play, opening period. There's a drive by Carr. Kicks it out front to Justice. Out of Skelton between the legs against Taylor. Out front to Caden McGilbert. Penetrates in the lane, shot off the glass and good. McGilbert ties the game at 8. Rogers going against Carr. Gets around the double team, leaves it off to Taylor. There's one of those easy baskets I was talking about right there. He got through the double team, and Ian Taylor was down there on the low block waiting for the pass, and Rogers got it to him. He's an outstanding passer. Good ball handler. There's Carr. Kicks it out front to Skelton. And Collins pokes it away from him. Little indecision that time by Skelton, and Collins picked his pocket. Now he'll try a long three. No good. And Willits is going to go over the back for the foul. And checking back in will be Riley Herndon, replacing Hagan Justice for the Oilers. You remember the Houston Oilers?
I do.
Back in the day? Remember who their greatest player of all time was? Long straightaway three, no good, rattled out. Ian Taylor with a rebound. The Tyler Rose, have you ever heard of him? Long pass up ahead to Collins, handed off to Willits for two. That's beautiful play.
I've heard the name.
Heisman Trophy winner from the University of Texas.
Okay.
Earl Campbell.
There you go. Yeah. I recognize that one for sure.
Yeah, Earl, he was a tough guy to bring down. Skelton, right wing three on the way, no good. Good rebound by Rogers. There's Taylor up ahead the pack. Rogers gets him the ball, layup good and one. Foul on the Oilers. Great ball movement that time by the Mustangs. Looked pretty similar to what we saw in Carnegie the other night. A lot of layups by Taylor as he got behind the defense.
Well, and the only reason Carnegie stayed in that game was, I believe, let's see, you're going to have to help me remember the name. Was it Blaze Cummings? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he made 30, like 8 3-pointers or something.
Had 30 points. He's the reason they stayed in that game.
Yep. Taylor makes the three-point play, and the Mustangs up 15-8. They've gone on a 7-0 run here. There's Carr on the drive. Might have had to alter his shot a little bit that time because of Taylor's presence. Rogers tripped from behind by Carr. It seems like every time Rogers brings down the ball down the floor, there's two of them chasing him. And if they continue that, if they don't knock it away from him, they're going to have some more easy baskets. He's an outstanding passer, good ball handler. So that's the 4th team foul on Merritt. So that's quite a few here in the first period. And the way they're playing, I'm sure they're going to make some more of those, it appears. Rogers tries to get it into Lewis. They shut that off. Now to Collins instead. He passes it to Willits as he was falling out of bounds. Now Willits jumps up in the lane. His shot's no good. And the rebound is controlled by Hamilton, and Lewis picked up a foul. Coach Hines is saying that does you no good to foul 80 feet from the basket. First foul on Aiden, and each team have 4 team fouls. 1:20 to play, opening period. And Collins rebounds off to Lewis. Mustangs doing a good job on the boards. There's Willits. Bounce pass out front to Collins. Rogers, he'll try a long three-pointer and rattled out. That was an NBA type shot right there. Had it halfway down and popped out. Got a final score from Baylor tonight is the Bears defeated Oklahoma 84-74 in a game that was, I think it was a 5-point game with under a minute to play in that one. Pretty good ball game for the Sooners. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Willits with the rebound. 29 seconds to play, opening period. Mustangs on a 7-0 run here, trying to build on a 7-point lead. Rogers under heavy pressure by Skelton, finally shakes him for a second. Now we're going to have an isolation play. And Skelton comes out, Gets it over to Willits. Left wing three on the way. Good. Jackson Willits cans a long bomb. Beautiful finish to the first quarter as the Mustangs lead it 18-8. As Jackson Willits has 11 points so far in the first period. We'll take a timeout. When we're back, we'll have second half action. You're listening to Mustang Basketball.
Your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Support your school's Booster Club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305, member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds.
A good first quarter that for the Mustangs. Blake, have you got some shooting percentages?
Yes, I do. Mustangs 8 for 13 in the first quarter, 62% from the field, 1 for 4 from behind the arc. Merritt is only 3 for 12 from the field, 25%. They're 0 for 5 from 3.
Yeah. Good start both ends of the floor for the Mustangs. And it will be their ball to start the second period as they've gone on a 10-0 run here after they were tied at 8. They're really trying to muscle old Rogers out front. There's going to be a foul. That's the 5th team foul as they just come out and really try to get in his hip pocket, and he's made them pay so far, either with a foul or he gets by them and we get an easy basket. At the end of the first period was a good example of that. He got loose and found a wide open Willits. There's Taylor all alone. Bounce pass to Lewis. Cross court pass to Willits. Over to Taylor with a skip pass. Left wing three, no good. Jackson with the rebound over to Nunn, who checked in a moment ago. Handed off to Taylor. His shot's no good. Put back by Lewis is no good. But he'll be at the line to shoot too. I tell you, Aiden played really good over at Carnegie the other day. So far, about every ball game we played, it seems like he's gone up against somebody that's about 6'4" and 220. And once again tonight, same thing. But Aiden, he's tough as a boot into that lane. And his free throw is good. That'll be the 3rd point for Aiden tonight. He just gets better every game, I think. And second free throw. I know that first move he made against the big fella using the left hand was pretty impressive. 12-point lead for Fort Cobb. As this game was tied at 8 and the Mustangs have scored 12 straight. As the Oilers are having a difficult time finding any open looks on this end of the floor. Carr now trying to want to give and go to Hamilton, but can't shake Lewis on the switch. Over to Herndon now. Three-pointer on the way by Justice won't go. Skelton goes over the top of Taylor to get the rebound. Hands it off to Justice, and he makes 2 about 15 feet away. Stops the run by the Mustangs, and then Taylor throws it by Willits and out of bounds, so that'll be a turnover. I think he kind of panicked there. He was trying to get the ball to Rogers, and they had him shut off, and I think he thought the 5-second clock was about to expire, and so he quickly passed it over to Willits, and he went out of bounds. 6.5 to play. Second period. And the Oilers are going to run a play called Hoosier. We'll see how that works. Skelton drives along the left side. Left-handed layup's no good, but he got the rebound when he was standing out of bounds. So it'll be turned over to Fort Cobb. Lewis with the inbound. Long pass up ahead to Rogers. One-on-one. Left-handed layup is blocked. Beautiful block by Hagan Justice. Made that look easy. And then Rogers comes down on the other end and intercepts the pass up ahead to Nunn. Layup is no good, but he's going to be fouled by Justice. Layup city here all of a sudden. And at the line will be number 22, Blake Nunn, who's played well this season off the bench for the Mustangs. That's the third foul on Justice and the 7th team foul. So they put up about as many fouls as the girls did in their contest. Nunn's first free throw good. Mustangs shooting the free throws a little better than the girls did, Blake. I've got them 4 for 4.
Believe you're right.
And I jinxed him, of course. The old announcer's jinx, no good, but Lewis gets the rebound, but it's taken away by Carr. And he might have got away with a walk, but he lays it in for 2. Good play by Carr. One of my favorite all-time OU football players had a last name of Carr, Lydell Carr. That's who he reminds me of. Old Blake Nunn, shot no good. They're taken away from behind. That's Herndon in the corner. Ball knocked away by Willits. Taylor's behind the pack, but he can't get it to him. Now over to Nunn. Now to Taylor. Rogers, right wing 3, good. Trey Rogers rings it up for a 3. That's his first points of the night.
It's a good way to hit a 3, catch it in rhythm.
That's right.
Really in transition.
Yep. Back to a 12-point margin for Fort Cobb. 5:09 to play in the contest. Or in the contest, in the second period. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Sounds like to me you're wanting these games to be over, Don.
Well, not really. I just, my mind doesn't work very good. That's about the only excuse I can offer. Cross court pass to Nunn. Penetrates in the paint. Spin move. His shot's a little short. And we're going to have a timeout taken by the Oilers. It'll be of the 30-second variety. We'll just keep it right here and thank our sponsors while we have the opportunity. Thanks for joining us, folks. We hope you go by and thank all the sponsors we have to our broadcast this year. The Shelley Dissey of ABC Superior Realty, T-Bird's Convenience Store, Mr. Travis Birchie, Ouachita Valley Bank, located in downtown Fort Cobb, Carnegie Fiber over in Carnegie, America, 580-654-1002, and the Southwest Oklahoma Driving School, operated by Mr. Kent Sexton. So thanks to all those sponsors for putting us on the air this year. Hope you enjoy being able to sit at home and watch your favorite team on your mobile device or television or whatever you have. 24-12, Mustangs on top with 4:42 to play, second period. And the Oilers with the basketball. Pretty good nickname. I don't know how many Oilers there are in the state as mascot. I'm guessing they may be the only one. Three-pointer by Skelton's no good. I'll ask my friend Kim Kroll here in a couple of weeks, the county tournament. He always brings that sheet of paper that lists the each school and their mascot and the number there are. And I'm guessing Oilers are probably, Merritt may be the only one in the state. I don't know. It's a good nickname because there's a lot of oil field activity obviously out there. Skelton, shot in the paint, no good. Good rebound by Nunn, and he's going to be fouled by Skelton as he tried to go up the floor. Oh, Nunn, he's a good rebounder. He made a big basket against Carnegie late in the game. We were down 4, and he intercepted the pass and drove it all the way down, laid it in for 2, and it looked pretty bleak about that time. And old Blake, I believe cut it to 2 or tied it. I can't remember, but he may have tied it.
I think you're right. And Don, you're talking about the oil field stuff like that. You know, you drive up what they call Merritt Road, at north-south road that goes straight by Merritt schools.
Uh-huh.
You continue going, you pass, go over the interstate, and through that road there is multiple oil field companies through there.
Yep, that's pretty hotbed. It's been that way for a long, long time. A lot of oil fields out there. I guess the Anadarko Basin is what they call that.
Yep.
14-point lead now for the Mustangs, 26-12, and we're going to have a carry charged to Riley Herndon as he was trying to weave his way through traffic. Simeon Collins and Samuel Lancaster will come in replacing Lewis and Willits for the Mustangs halfway through the second period. Rogers surveys the situation up ahead to Nunn in front court. Double team. Cross court pass to Collins, lobs it into Lancaster, and his shot is no good as he was met at the rim by number 23, and that is Jack Elder. And Samuel Lancaster will be at the line shooting 2 for the Mustangs. And it's no good off the back iron. Good ball movement that time of the Mustang. I'll tell you what's impressed me about Fort Cobb this year so far, Blake, is their ability to pass the ball. They're good at finding the open player, and they get it to them in a timely manner. I just think they're really excellent passers. Carr kicks it out front to Herndon. He'll try a long three-pointer, and it airballs. But there's going to be a foul on the offensive rebound charge to Zach Carr, who I think he might have shoved our player out of the way. That's why he got such good position. And Simeon Collins will go to the line to shoot 2, as that's a 10th team foul on Merritt already. Very similar to the girls' game in the number of fouls that the Oilers have picked up. And Collins' free throw is no good. Mustangs shot it. They hit 6 in a row, and now they've missed 3 in a row. And Collins will have one more. Free throw good that time by 8 to Simeon, and that's his first point of the night. 15-point lead for the Mustangs. We were talking about the Houston Oilers a while ago. You remember who their famous coach was back in the day? Wore a big cowboy hat. Skelton shot deflected by Taylor. Rogers picks it up along the baseline. Good defense by Taylor, and Rogers hustles it up to Collins. Hits Dunn under the basket. He goes to work on Elder. Hands it off to Collins, and he lays it in for 2 right in front of the basket. Good play by Nunn over to Collins, and it's a 17-point lead.
I believe I'm familiar with the coach, but if you pointed him out in the crowd, I probably couldn't give you his name.
Well, let's see. We're going to take a timeout, so they'll give you some time to think about it. It's a full timeout. You're listening to Mustang Basketball on FCBMustangs.tv.
See Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon. We are your premier, best in state driving school, located in Southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community.
Mustangs in firm control of this contest so far. They lead at 29-12 with 2:45 to play here in the half. Been a good half for the Mustangs so far. Both ends of the floor. Now Carr brings it up. Going against Collins. Bounce pass in the corner to Caden Smith. Out to Hagan Justice. Along the baseline, and he's going to be bumped and fouled by Nunn. On the drive. As the Oiler fans are pretty appreciative of that. Inbounds pass to Justice. Couldn't go to the baseline. It's cut off there by Nunn. Now they get it out front to Carr. Now back to Justice. And he's going to be fouled on the drive as Collins got him on the arm. That's Simeon's first. Are they saying he was in the act of shooting? I thought he was just dribbling. Nevertheless, Hagan Justice is going to shoot 2. And it's no good. Did you ever figure out who the coach of the old Houston Oilers was? Did you ever come to your mind?
No, I hated to look it up. So
okay, how about Bum Phillips? Does that
okay.
ring a bell?
Yeah, a little bit.
Bum, he had a lot of good one-liners. He was always fun to listen to. Trey Rogers takes it away into the front court quickly, weaves through traffic, lays it in. Trey Rogers with a nice drive and layup. That's 5 for Cray with 2 minutes to go in the half, and the Mustangs on top 31-12. And we're going to have a foul charge to none, I believe. That'll be the 7th team foul on Fort Cobb, so the Oilers will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Blake Carr will be at the line. Or Zach Carr, I should say, yet to score so far. Zach, he's been pretty active tonight. Free throw's good. Checking back in will be Riley Herndon for the Oilers. And Carr makes them both. Nunn into the front court quickly. Over to Rogers. Gonna isolate again. They got the floor spread. Gets by his man on a crossover. Into Nunn on the corner. Along the baseline. Hands it off to Lancaster. Shot good by Samuel. Good assist from Blake as he handed it off to Lancaster right in front of the basket, and he laid it in for 2. Skelton on the drive through the lane. Left-handed shot good by Kobe Skelton. Don't know if he's kin to Red or not. That's a good basket. And Rogers tried to get it to Lancaster, but it ricocheted over to Taylor, and he bounced past to Lancaster, and his shot's no good. Pretty good defense that time by Hamilton. There's Carr on the drive. Shot no good. Tip in good by Jace Hamilton. And the Oilers have scored about 4 in a row here. Pass up ahead to Nunn. Ball lost. There's a drive by Herndon, and he's going to be fouled by Collins. Boy, all of a sudden, the tide has changed here a little bit, Blake, here at the end of the first period, or first half. Riley Herndon will be shooting 2. Mustangs still lead it by 15, however. Free throw good by Herndon. That's 4 for him. And Willits will check in, replacing Trey Rogers with 43 seconds to play in the half. And the junior guard for Oilers misses, but they get the loose ball, long rebound. Skelton with it. Over to Carr. Goes by 2 defenders, and they're going to call him for walking. Kind of a running start there. And Cray Rogers will check back in, replacing Nunn for the Mustangs to finish out the half. And Willits slips and falls, and they're going to call a foul on Zach Carr. And that may be number 4 on Zach. And it is. 4th personal on Zach Carr. Kind of a tough call on him that time, Blake.
Well, most of the time, whenever a defender falls down in a one-on-one situation,
they're going to be a whistle.
A lot of times it's going to be a foul.
And Jackson's free throw good. And Aiden Lewis checks back in, placing Rogers. Jackson's had an outstanding half scoring-wise. That's 12 so far. With an opportunity for one more here. Always a good sign he makes them both. Jackson, when he opens up the game with it, I've seen so many ball games where he'll hit that first shot, and boy, it just seems like we take off from there. Tonight was one of those nights. Skelton's shot's no good. Goes out of bounds with 18 seconds to play. That's the only. Let's see. The Mustangs have hit 2 trays tonight. One by Willits and one by Rogers. But Jackson's came. Actually, it wasn't a tray. They called it a 2, but it was his foot was on the line. I think it was the first.
They could have had 3. I think
game,
now they have 2.
10 seconds. Willits through traffic. Ball poked away. No foul that time. 4-on-2. Rogers able to intercept the pass. Oh, he saved an easy basket. Long pass up ahead to Lewis underneath the Willits. Fumbled the pass. Shot is good. Count it. Had to hold my breath there for a second as Willits was able, he fumbled the pass initially, but he was able to get the quick release and lay it in for 2, and the Mustangs lead it 37-19 at the half, Blake, and what was a pretty good half by the Mustangs.
That's exactly right. You know what that play reminded me of? Now, this might bring up a little bit of a bad memory. You probably know exactly where I'm going with this, and I'm sure a lot of people out there do. But I believe state quarterfinals 2019.
Yes, sir.
That sound right? Against Stewart.
Yes, sir.
Very last play. As far as I can remember, the guy that caught the first inbound pass walked and then launched it at the buzzer, and the other kid caught it and did something about like that. So that looked pretty similar to it.
And Willits was one that was defending at the rim.
I believe you're right. I think you're right.
It was after the buzzer, though. I mean, it was after you see the video of it, you can see it was obviously after the buzzer. But this one was good.
This one was good. Shooting for the Mustangs through the first half, they're 13 for 24 from the field, 54%. Now, I believe they were 61% in the first quarter.
Right, I believe so, yep.
Still shooting above 50%, is good recipe for success. They're 2 for 6 from behind the arc and 9 for 13 from the free throw line, 69%. Merritt is 7 for 25 from the field. That's 28%. They haven't hit a 3 yet. They're 0 for 8 from 3 and 5 for 8 from the free throw line. Both teams pretty close on turnovers. Mustangs with 8, Oilers with 9. Jackson Willits leads everybody. He has 15 points through the first half. Cray Rogers has 5. Simeon Collins and Blake Nunn both have 3. Aiden Lewis has 4. And Samuel Lancaster has 2. And we talk about this quite a bit, and a lot of people, particularly college basketball, is where they talk about it a lot. Points off turnovers and points in transition. And, not necessarily only 9 turnovers to 8, so that shouldn't really be the difference in the ball game. But most of those turnovers and then times where we get a rebound and run in transition, it almost always leads to points of some variety, whether it's at the free throw line or an easy layup. And even Cray hit one of the 2 threes we had, and that was a transition bucket. He caught it in rhythm and hit it. And whenever you're able to score in transition and basically just outrun the other team, you'll make a lot of good things happen pretty quickly. And a game that was once tied at 8 is now an 18-point game.
Exactly.
After a 12-0 run and then a couple more runs after that, you can extend the lead pretty quick.
Yes, sir. Yep.
For that one. Don, since I'm on the yearbook staff, I believe just about every month we have our school newspaper. And this month I decided I was going to interview both the basketball coaches. And I asked Coach Hines what made him decide to start coaching. And his response was not really a lengthy one, but in short terms, he said he wasn't able to play anymore, physically able to play anymore, and he still wanted to stay in the game, so he decided to coach. And he told me, kind of jokingly, he said, I didn't have enough money at the time to buy an NBA franchise, so I decided coaching was my best option.
There you go.
But I believe there's a few of us out there, if we had the money, we'd buy an NBA franchise.
I'm going to tell you what. I'll say this right now. I'm glad he didn't have the money to buy an NBA franchise when he came to Fort Cobb to coach. I'm telling you.
And I talked to him, and there's probably a few people out there that already know this. His first 2 years coaching, he was at Dill City.
Yeah.
And then the next 5, I think, he was at Canute before he got to Fort Cobb. And there's probably some people out there that hear Canute, they don't like it, you know. Particularly the baseball fans,
right.
I guess. Yeah. But, you know, nonetheless, we're definitely glad to have him.
Well, we've got 7 state championships under his direction. A couple of runner-ups. Yeah, so it's certainly transformed Fort Cobb Broxton basketball for sure. It really has.
This is, at least small school in Oklahoma, this is probably the mecca.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you just go, you get the state program every year, and you look at the number of state championship teams have won, and Fort Cobb is way up the list, I'm telling you.
Now, this year's road to the state tournament might be a little bit tougher than it has in past years. Looking at the rankings, the way it's set up, and the way normally the OSSAA does the seeding for who you play in districts and then who you play in regionals, who you play in area, the area tournament more than likely would have Mountain View, who's ranked number 3 right now, Indiahoma, which is number 7, and Fort Cobb.
Well, you've got Duke down there also.
Duke would also be in there.
They're in the top 5, aren't they? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part of the state, there's going to be some quality teams. We're going to get to see Mountain View here in a couple of weeks over at the county tournament.
That's right.
I'll tell you what, this year's county is going to be pretty stout on the boys' side. There's probably 5 teams,
I believe,
that's capable of winning the boys' side.
The top 4 seeds are all ranked top 10 in their class.
There you go.
Hinton's 5 in 2A, Surreal's 9 in A, Mountain View's 3 in B, and we're 10 in B. And I'm sure there's probably a couple other teams. I could probably make the argument that Carnegie could be ranked.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, we beat them by 1 point right before Christmas, and they're playing a play-in game into this tournament. So yeah, it's going to be a dogfight over there in Anadarko. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great every game. I think. And Apache beat Carnegie.
Yeah,
I think, so,
there you go. It'll definitely be one of the better ones we've had.
Oh, I think so, no doubt.
And
I don't think there's a dominant team.
No.
That's the thing about it. They're all about the same. You know, they have 4 or 5 of them really good.
The fun thing about county tournaments, you know, a lot of times most of the teams have played each other.
Yeah.
And we've played Carnegie already. We'll play Mountain View later on in the year. The girls have played Lokiba. The boys have played Hinton. And more than likely they'll play him again here in this tournament, in the Hinton tournament this weekend. And the difference in styles, you know, Surreal and Mountain View, I think, at least the few times we've played them in past years, they always like to slow the game down.
Yeah.
And Mountain View actually had us in a really good spot last season. I believe it was the semifinals. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up in the 4th quarter, we got a little bit of a lead, and they couldn't really recover from that.
Right.
It'll be a little bit different this year. And I'm certainly excited to see it. I know everyone else is.
Me too.
That it's such an open field this year.
Right.
There's no way to tell, well, they're going to win it because it's them. No, that's not the way it is anymore.
And you'll see, of course, every year, Caddo County Tournament, you'll have 1 or 2 at least teams that make it to the state tournament that come out of the county tournament. And this year will be no different, I think, this year. All right, Blake, let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll have second half action. You're listening to Caddo County basketball. We're talking about Caddo. You're listening to Mustang basketball. How about that? We'll be back after this 1-minute break.
We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through.
All right, we're about set to go here for the second half action. The Mustangs have their starting lineup back in of Taylor, Lewis, Willits, Rogers, and Collins. And we'll check with
Looks like Merritt's is the same also.
same starters. That would be Hamilton, Skelton, Carr, Herndon, and Justice. And it will be Merritt's basketball. They trail at 37-19. There's a curl, little 14-foot shot, no good by Hagan Justice, and the Mustangs have the ball on the offensive end. Willits splits the defender, kicks it out to Taylor. Back to Willits along the baseline. Rogers, a long three-pointer off side iron, no good. Rebound by Hamilton.
And back on that other end, that was a really good box out by Aiden Lewis.
Yes,
and
good point.
He's defending a really, really big kid.
Uh-huh. He's good at that, though. I'll tell you what, he's pretty crafty. Drive along the baseline, and it's passed out of bounds by Justice, turned over to Fort Cobb.
And a lot of times whenever you're guarding a bigger defender and you have an opportunity to box out and get a rebound, you don't always get the rebound, but a lot of times you'll get an over the back.
Right. Got to box him out. That's the first thing. Taylor lost the ball. Up ahead they come to Skelton. Nice move. Layup good by Kobe Skelton. That's 6 for Kobe. Into the front court comes Taylor. Shot over Hamilton. Hamilton blocked it. And Carr comes racing away with it. Skelton spin move, and it was taken away. Looked like old Willits picked his pocket as clean as a whistle. And they call a timeout. Or Coach Hines is going to take a timeout to talk to the official on that call.
That one was about as clear as day, from up here at least.
Yeah. I think that he anticipated perhaps there was going to be a foul and there wasn't much contact. Coach Hines is going to take a 30-second timeout to discuss it with the official. Let's take a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horst, and we are here to help.
Versatile Networks can handle all of your school or business technology and wiring needs. Expanding into a new building or office space? We would love to give you a free quote for your network wiring. Are your computers outdated? Are your servers slow? Is your network underperforming? Is your wireless network weak? Let Versatile Networks come in and assess the situation and get you back up and running the way you should be. Call Versatile Networks today at 405.
What you got to do. Coach Hines had his say, and now we're back to action here. 6:39 to play, third period. Mustangs kind of off to a slow start here, third period. Skelton, shot over Lewis, no good. Willits with the rebound. And we're going to have someone ejected from the gymnasium. And that would be someone on this side of the gym. Is it going to be asked to leave?
Don, I don't want to be one to jinx things, but I saw Chris Lewis in the bathroom between games, and I said, Chris, I kind of hope someone gets ejected so you can escort him out.
You turned out to be prophetic there, didn't you?
At least it wasn't someone on our side, I guess.
There you go. That's right. Willits has to save it near the center line. The Mustangs look a little ragged here to start the third period. Yet to score. There's Collins by three-pointer, rattled out. Skelton with a rebound. There's Carr on the drive. Willits with a nice strong rebound. Up ahead to Collins. In the corner to Taylor. Now to Willits on the handle. Out to Rogers. I tell you, old Merritt, they do a good job of hustling. They really try to stick on their defender. There's Taylor passed it inside, and it was knocked away. Actually went right in the breadbasket of old Jace Hamilton. Another turnover. So far here in the quarter. There's a lob pass. Backside. Hagan Justice lays it in for 2 on a nice alley-oop play.
Don, before that play started, they motioned head tap. Point guard tapped his head, and Coach Hines has the exact same play.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. I think the girls even have that play. There's Aiden Lewis working against Hamilton. Hamilton got his defense, blocked the shot. Coach Hines might have thought he got him on the wrist. There's Skelton. And we're going to have a blocking foul on Aiden Lewis, and Coach Hines is not real happy about that. As the Oilers have come out with all the momentum here in the third period. And Coach Hines takes a full timeout, and he's pretty upset. It's a 60-second timeout. We'll be back after this 1-minute break.
17-0267 or visit versatilenetworks.com for more information.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics.
All you got to do is walk off.
Well.
Uh-oh. It's getting worse. Yeah, he's about to say the magic words, I think. Skelton will be at the line shooting 2 for the Oilers. And now everybody's upset.
I think Eddie went over there and told Merritt's coach to sit down.
Free throw good by Skelton. And out of the halftime break here, the Merritt Oilers have scored 5 straight points, make it 6. They've gone on a 6-0 run to cut the lead to 12. So what looked like a comfortable lead there in the first period is wilted away a little bit. Willett's little 12-foot runner is good. A good basket there by Jackson. We needed that one.
That's how you silence them right there.
Yeah. Back to a 14-point lead for the Mustangs. Hamilton along the baseline. Lewis closes out on him, and they call him for traveling. Good job there by Aiden as he forced him into a turnover there. Lots of substitutions coming in. Number 23, that's Jack Elder, replacing Hamilton. And Riley Herndon replaced Zach Carr. Been kind of a shaky start to the third period here. Let's see if the Mustangs can get it back under control. Willett's three-pointer, no good. Rebound picked up by the Oilers. They race it into the front court. There's a drive into the paint, and they're going to call it for travel. Kind of got in no man's land in the middle of the lane there and didn't have anyone really open to pass it to. They turn it over. With 4:19 to play in the third period. And there's going to be another turnover in the backcourt. Ball knocked out of bounds. Willits knocked it away. Said it went off his foot, might have been kicked, but they'll say it stays with Merritt. And we're going to have a moving screen. Charge to number 23, and that will be Jack Elder trying to set a screen on the inbounds play. That's his second personal. Baseball pass up ahead to Nunn. Now into the front court comes Rogers. He's bumped from behind, knocked away. 2-on-1. Skelton layup no good. Tap up by Elder is good. And it's back to a 12-point lead for the Mustangs. Heavy pressure in the backcourt. Ross.
How is that not a foul,
It's
Don?
like a rodeo here. And the ball's knocked. Everybody's upset. Both coaches are. And one of the officials is going to have a face-to-face discussion with the coach from Merritt. Coach Hines is having a discussion with the other two. So
I'm trying to read his lips. I think he said, I wasn't in good position. I couldn't see it. And the coach understood that, I guess. Not the best at reading lips, but I'll try.
It's probably pretty good. Now he's going to talk to Coach Hines, try to settle him down a little bit.
Hines still wants a foul.
Yeah.
Or a couple of them.
Well, they quit calling fouls. You know, the first half there was lots of fouls called, and they've decided here in the second half we're not going to call so many, I guess. They're not calling like they did the first half, that's for sure. And there's one.
Ooh, I thought they were going to give him an offensive foul.
Second foul charged to Riley Herndon. And he's going to be replaced by Carr, who has 4 personals. And there's 3.5 to play in the third. Mustangs have scored a whopping 2 points here.
And they need to score pretty quick, too.
Been a lot of action, but not much scoring by either team, actually. There's Collins, little 12-footer, no good. Got his own rebound, though. Back to Nunn. Bounce pass to Lewis, bumps it off the glass for 2. Beautiful play. And that's 6 points for Lewis. Back up by 14. 12-foot baseline jumper won't go. Nunn with the rebound. Long bounce pass up ahead to Willis. Beautiful pass by Nunn. Layup good by Jackson Willits. Boy, that is a beautiful pass. About a 50-foot bounce pass. Those are hard to do. Hit him right in stride, and he lays it in.
Now Cray needs to be careful. He's kind of reaching a little bit.
16-point lead for the Mustangs. Skelton wiggles through Willits and got the roll, and he puts it in for 2, and he's fouled. Kobe Skelton. That's 10 for him. Third foul on Willits. With 2:36 to play in the third. Skelton's free throw's good. 13-point lead for the Mustangs. Mustangs beat the press. Little 6-footer jumper by Willits, no good. Nunn high for the rebound. Carr almost intercepted it, but Mustangs get it back. Cross court to Willits. Skelton closes out on him. He drives around. Shot blocked by Hamilton. Good defense that time by the Oilers. And now Skelton. Bounce pass to Elder. His shot's no good. And Nunn with the rebound. I'll tell you, Nunn's right in the middle of the action all the time. He does a great job. There's a foul on Caden McGilbert. Blocking Rogers, trying to proceed up the floor. Taylor will check in, replacing Willits for the Mustangs. And Herndon will check back in, replacing Caden McGilbert. The lead at 13, 1:53 to play in the third. Collins holding, now out to Rogers. Merritt in his own defense. Cross-court pass to Collins. Long three-pointer, no good. Taylor with a long rebound. Bounce pass to Lewis. Shot, rimmed out, no good. With 1.5 to play. Third period. Justice, 17-footer good. He swished it. Hagan Justice.
It's a pretty good move right there.
Lead down to 11.
There's the foul, finally.
Rogers splits the defenders, and he's going to be fouled by Riley Herndon. That's his third, 4th team foul. And Skelton checks back in, replacing Caden Smith with 1:12 to play. Trying to give them all a little breather every once in a while. Get their legs fresh this fourth period. Dangerous pass, and they lost it out of bounds. They lobbed it over a couple of defenders to Taylor, and he didn't handle it. Minute to play. They could get it into single digits here for the first time in a long time, Blake.
Well, they've outscored the Mustangs 13-6.
Yeah.
And Mustangs need something to happen pretty quick.
There's Carr, shot good. That's
very easily could have got a foul as well.
We swatted at it. It's a 9-point lead now. And we're going to have carried the ball?
I guess.
Mustangs led by 18 at the half, and the lead has been cut in half here with under a minute to play here in the third period.
And now the Oilers have a chance to get it even closer.
That's right.
Before we go to the final frame.
Yeah. Looks like they want to take the last one if they can.
I do not blame them at all.
No, that'd be a good idea. Even if they don't score, they've made a pretty good comeback so far here in the third period. Down to 20 seconds. Now Coach Hines is signaling for 2. I think that's the trap. In the corner they go. Now out front, 8 seconds to play. Skelton all alone, left wing 3, no good. Rebound Taylor, and he'll try a long heave at the buzzer, no good. After 3 quarters of play, the Mustangs 43, Merritt 34. You're listening to Mustang Basketball on FCBMustangs.tv.
And productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305. Member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds.
All right, we're set to start the fourth period of play. This game has gotten pretty interesting. Mustangs had a comfortable lead at halftime, 18 points, but it's been trimmed to 9, I should say, 43-34.
Don, the boys Thursday night play Elk City at 5:40, and the girls will follow against Hinton at 7.
All right, thank you, Blake. That'll be Thursday night in the Hinton tournament. Got some business to tend to here, though. One more quarter to play against the scrappy Merritt Oiler Club. Mustangs being pretty methodical here against this zone defense, trying to eat a little clock here and get the momentum back a little bit.
This is a little bit out of ordinary for the Mustangs. They don't normally slow the game down, but whenever you're in this position, that's not a bad idea.
Not as well. And they're really trying to pressure us out front. Rogers, step through move, no good. Ball loose on the floor, and Hamilton picks it up. Good look at it that time, just couldn't get it over the front of the rim. And now Merritt on the attack. There's Carr, penetrates in the paint, kicks it in the corner to Herndon. To Carr. And a pass is knocked away by Rogers, and he's going to be fouled by Hagan Justice. Good defensive stop that time by the Mustangs. They defended them pretty well, forced them into a turnover. And that's the 4th personal on Justice. A couple of their guards have 4 fouls. Rogers weaves through traffic. Shot over Hamilton's no good, but Hamilton fouled him. Good move by Rogers to get to the line to challenge the big man there. That's his first personal. And the 16 foul. That's pretty important. 16 fouls on Merritt, so one more, and the Mustangs will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Rogers' first free throw, no good. Trey's got 5 points on the night. All those coming in the first half. Need to make these free throws. And he dialed in the second. 10-point lead for the Mustangs. Been quite a tale of two halves here. The Mustangs totally controlled that first half. Second half, Merritt outplayed us a little bit. Mustangs doing a good job in that man-to-man defense. They lob it into Hamilton, and he's going to be fouled by Lewis on the lob.
Aiden kind of got in a bad position there. He couldn't really do much.
Kept him from scoring, though, and that's the fourth team foul on Fort Cobb, and Nunn jumps out and intercepts the pass. I'll tell you what, he anticipates as good as anybody I've ever seen it. He did that at Carnegie, as we talked about. He did it right there. Big play by Blake Nunn.
I guess that's why he's the catcher on the baseball team.
There you go. Bounce pass to Lewis from Rogers, and he couldn't get his footing and lost it out of bounds. I don't think he was expecting that because he was so far away from the basket. Rogers kind of passed it backwards to him a little bit. I don't think he was expecting that. $5:50 to play in the ball game. Bounce pass to Hamilton, and it's fumbled out of bounds. Good job by Lewis. He was harassing him. Didn't let him get a clean catch. And now let's see if the Mustangs can extend this lead a little bit. There's Collins. Got a 3-on-2 over to Nunn. Got Willits left of the lane. Couple of dribbles. Now lobs it out front to Rogers wisely. There's a cutting Nunn into the paint over to Lewis. Shot over Hamilton. He's blocked.
They're not going to like that one.
Might have got him with the body. I think the block was clean, but I think he got him with the body. That's what the official said. He got him with the hip.
Don, quick update here. Oklahoma State ended the half on a 7-0 run. They're tied 29 with Kansas at half.
Well, good ball game there in Lawrence. Second foul on Hamilton. And Lewis's free throw is no good. He'll have one more. That's the 7th team foul on Merritt, so Fort Cobb will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Makes the second one. Back to an 11-point lead. Got to keep playing defense here. There's Carr. Shot over Nunn's no good, but Nunn fouled him. And Carr will be at the line shooting 2. Zach Carr, who has 4 points on the night. That's 3 fouls on Nunn. And Carr's free throw is good. Carr will have one more. Line drive, hit the front of the rim, no good. And Nunn controls the rebound. Now off to Rogers into the front court. 2 on him to Willits along the baseline. He's going to be bumped out of bounds. So Jackson will be at the line for the 1 in the bonus. You know, if we can make free throws here, we ought to spread, extend this lead, I would think.
I believe you're going to be right.
Jackson is 2 for 2 from the line tonight.
I'm going to correct myself. OSU game is in Stillwater.
Oh, it is? Okay.
So,
all right.
Thought I saw something. Jackson makes his first. I thought I saw somewhere where OSU had 3 straight road games start Big 12 play. Apparently I was wrong.
Taylor replaces Collins. And Jackson will have one more. He's made all 4 of them. And it's a 12-point lead for the Mustangs. Just under 5 minutes to play in the contest. Skelton leaves it off for Herndon. Top of the key, or right side they go. Mustangs still playing in that man-to-man defense. They went to a zone at the end of the period a minute ago, but they played mostly man-to-man today. There's a drive by Skelton. Shot block Jackson, but Lewis got it on the forehead. Finger rolls good by Herndon, or Justice, I should say. And we're going to have a stoppage for an injury. I think Aiden got one in the nose, I think. He's kind of checking for blood, I think. And they're going to towel him off. And I believe he caught one across the bridge of the nose. That's pretty painful. I tell you what, it's a tough man's game underneath that basket, Blake, especially when you're defending a guy that's about 220 pounds, probably. It was just an injury stoppage, so we're ready to go. And Lewis has been replaced by Lancaster. 10-point lead for the Mustangs. And it will be their ball to start here with 4:25 to play. Taylor to inbound. And we're going to have a foul on Skelton, I believe, as he was holding Nunn from getting into the front court. So we'll shoot some free throws. That's the third foul on Skelton.
Well, really, Don, I don't know if he meant to do that or not. My guess is he didn't.
Probably
but
didn't.
That's not a bad idea.
No, it's really not.
Put him at the line. If they miss the first one, you get the rebound, you get the ball.
Nunn's 3 out of 4 at the line. So Blake makes the first. I tell you, old Blake's a pretty handy player to have around. He does a lot of things well.
A really good spark to have off the bench.
Sure is. Missed the second one. And we're going to have a turnover. So that'll help the cause. Unforced error on the Oilers with 4:22 to play, and the Mustangs with an 11-point lead. And the Oilers have gone to a man-to-man defense, trying to apply some pressure. Nunn gets it to Rogers. Mustangs working on the clock here a little bit. Halfway through the fourth period, Rogers gets free over to Taylor. Now to Willits out front. Mustangs doing a good job handling the ball. There's Nunn in the paint, hands it off to Taylor. His shot's blocked by Skelton. Right under the basket. And the Oilers have it now. Skelton between the legs dribble, trying to go around and get Jackson. Can't do it. Rogers picks his pocket. Loud pass up ahead to Nunn, ahead of the pack. And the layup's good. Big basket right there. Good defense by Rogers. Pass up ahead to Nunn, and Mustangs have extended the lead to 13. It's been a struggle here in the second half, that's for sure. But the Mustangs kind of got momentum back on their side here. 3:02 to play the ball game. Skelton trying to get around Willits. Can't do it. Pull-up jumper. No good. Lancaster high for the rebound. Hands it off to Nunn. Good stop that time by the Mustangs. And Rogers into the front court, and Coach Hines is going to take a timeout to discuss his strategy here to finish the ball game. It will be a full timeout. We'll be back after this 1-minute break.
See Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon. We are your premier, best in state driving school, located in Southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
we're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa.
2:44 to play. Fourth period, the Mustangs have kind of regained control of things. They had an 18-point lead at the half. It dwindled down to 9, but they built it back up to 13 now with 2:44 to play. Coach Hines called a timeout to draw up a strategy here for the final 2 minutes. I'm sure Merritt's going to really be aggressive.
He had Taylor wide open cutting to the basket.
Didn't want a chance of turnover, I think. Main thing right now is burn that clock up. They're double teaming the ball. Nunn's in heavy traffic, and Coach Hines takes a timeout to save the timeout. Pretty good defense by Merritt that time as they collapsed on us. Burned a little clock, about 12 seconds, but not much. We'll keep it right here. I'd like to thank our sponsors while we have the opportunity. It's ABC Superior Realty, Miss Shelley Dissy. Call her at 580-302-1974. T-Bird's Convenience Store, downtown Fort Cobb, for all your convenience store needs. Ouachita Valley Bank, serving Fort Cobb since 1902. Carnegie Fiber for all your high-speed internet connections, 580-654-1002. And the Southwest Oklahoma Driving School, operated by Mr. Kent Sexton. Give him a call at 580-512-6936. Not sure how many timeouts the Mustangs have left, but it can't be too many. And we saved a turnover there. They were about to tie us up. Taylor gets the lob pass to Nunn right underneath the basket, double team. They kick it out to Willits in the paint. Hands it off to Lancaster, and number 10 jumped on his back. Good ball fake that time by Lancaster, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. As that is the 10th team foul. So the Mustangs will be shooting 2 shots the rest of the ball game. And Samuel at the line has missed his only free throw attempt. And he makes that one. That's 3 on the night for Samuel. And it's a 14-point lead for the Mustangs with 2:23 to play. And Lancaster makes them both. Good job, Samuel. 15-point lead now with 2:20 to play. And there's going to be a hand check called on Cray Rogers as Hagan Justice tried to drive around him. And it will be Merritt's basketball. Skelton with it in the corner. Now they go to the big fella, and Lancaster fouled him. And that will be the 7th team foul on the Mustangs. And at the line will be Chase Hamilton, who will be his first free throw of the night. With 2:10 to play. Hamilton's free throws off the glass and in.
Don, did he call that?
Absolutely did.
I guess so.
They put it on the board as a point, so.
I guess this isn't pickup ball.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Well, it's not a game of horse, actually, so.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, he's 2 for 2 at the line. If you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss it, right?
I believe you're right.
Right off that square. Taylor gets it into Nunn. And the ball is knocked out of bounds right into the breadbasket of Larry Piacotti. Had some.
I think I heard a couple people yell, "Shoot it!"
Well, he could make it. I promise you, he could make it.
Oh yeah.
With either arm, I tell you, he's quite an athlete. Old Larry had a couple of outstanding ball players. Won state champion for the Fort Cobb Mustangs back in 2000. And they have a foul on Mr. Carr. That'll be his 5th personal. He played hard tonight. Seemed like the fouls just seemed to follow him around today. And the coach is going to have a little time to. He didn't have a plane to catch, obviously.
I guess so.
Now he's going to talk to the referee a little bit. I don't know what point he's trying to make, but anyway.
I don't think it really matters. You're shooting 2 anyway. I mean,
I don't know. It's comical. Some of the games they play here.
I guess so.
He's trying to make a point of something, I guess. Taylor's free throw's no good on the other. Maybe that was what he's trying to do, to ice the shooter. If it did, it worked.
Well, I guess. I believe that's more common in football, icing the kicker.
It could be. Yeah, Taylor
well, I guess it did
both.
work.
Yeah, missed them both. Still 2 minutes to play. Skelton, 14-footer, good. $11-point lead for the Mustangs. Still got some work to do here before this one's wrapped up. It's in pretty much a full-scale delay here, just trying to maintain possession of the ball. Burn the clock. In the corner to Willits. Merritt doing a good job chasing. Mustangs doing a pretty good job of handling the ball. Rogers kicks it over to Willits. And there's going to be a foul charge to number 4, Riley Herndon. And Willits will be at the line. Interesting on the scoreboard, they've normally they stop at 10 on the team fouls. Maybe that's a new rule this year. They got 12 up there on the board. Double bonus. Jackson will be shooting 2. And Jackson is 5 for 5 on the night. 12-point lead for Fort Cobb with 1:15 to play. He made all 6 of them tonight so far. Three-pointer straight away, no good. Air ball out of bounds, turned over to Fort Cobb. Barring a major miracle here, looks like the Mustangs going to be able to salt this one away. Willits double teamed in the backcourt to take it away from him. Skelton lays it up, no good. Willits taps it away. Well, we dodged a bullet there. And going to have a foul on number 10, I think. Caden McGilbert. And that's his 3rd personal. And the 13th team foul. And Jackson Willits will be at the line shooting 2. So far, Jackson is 6 for 6. This time he didn't hit the rim. A little short on that one.
Oh, you jinxed him, Don.
I know, I should have talked about that. Skelton 3-pointer, another air ball out of bounds. And the Mustangs will control it with a 14-point lead. Merritt, they don't want to go quietly into the night, I'll tell you, Blake. They're still fighting for it. Taylor with 4 on him, up ahead to Nunn, now to Willits, to Lewis, and he'll dribble it out with 38 seconds. And there's Rogers now with 34. Mustangs playing keep away. Hopefully they won't foul anymore. And the coach said no foul. See here.
That's right on cue right there. Looks like that'll do it.
That's a good call by him.
Don't foul, but play defense anyway.
And don't shoot. That's what we're not going to shoot. So
reach in and don't foul.
And referees can just swallow their whistles here. 10 seconds to play. Rogers has it batted loose over to Taylor. 4 seconds, and they're going to hang on for the victory. The Mustangs have defeated Merritt 55-41 in a very spirited contest. Mustang looked pretty sharp the first half, didn't look quite so sharp the second half, but to come away with a victory, 55-41. Congratulations to the Mustangs. We'll turn it over to Blake Perryman for a post-game wrap-up. Blake?
Well, during the third quarter, I thought, this one's going to be a little bit closer than we originally thought. And fourth quarter, the Mustangs, don't know if you could say came alive, but they definitely took back control.
I'd take that.
And in the fourth quarter alone, they hit 10 free throws. They went 10 for 16 from the line just in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Just what they needed.
Exactly. Overall, Mustangs 17 for 40 from the field. They finished 42.5% from there. 2 for 10 from behind the arc, even 20%, and 19 for 29 from the free throw line, 65%. 16 turnovers, and we've seen games. I believe there's one they only had 6 turnovers. And that's simply put unreal.
Well, in a game like this, it's hard to. The way they pressured us,
Exactly.
that's pretty hard not to have some turnovers, and with the way they were playing defense.
Exactly. Merritt finishes 15 for 45 from the field, 33%, and 0 for 11 from behind the arc.
Wow. You don't see that very often.
If they'd have hit 2 or 3 of those,
yeah,
it would have been a very close game
you're right.
towards the end. At one point it was a 9-point game. That's 3 3-pointers from my math.
Yep, believe you're right.
17 turnovers for the Oilers. Jackson Willits had himself a day. He leads all scorers with 24. Aiden Lewis finishes with 7. Cray Rogers and Blake Nunn both with 6. Ian Taylor 5. Samuel Lancaster 4, and Simeon Collins has 3 for the Mustangs. Aside from the outlier here, Jackson with 24, it's pretty evenly spread. And we talk about a lot Blake Nunn having a spark off the bench. He comes off the bench, scores 6 points, and it might not sound like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, he had those in key moments. He had some steals in key moments, and it seems like every night that he goes out, and as soon as he gets out there, he's always hustling, and he impacts the game as soon as he steps on the court.
He does a lot more than just score. Rebounding and defense. Yeah, you're right.
And down the stretch here, as we get into the second half and the tougher half of the season, that's going to be a big thing to have as a spark off the bench. And I talked to a few of the guys today during school, and I believe 4 of their opponents that they have left on the schedule aren't ranked. Everyone else is.
Yeah.
And Ampo, I believe, is ranked. Mountain View's 3rd. Canute's ranked. Hobart's ranked. Now, I don't believe Elk City's ranked, but they're still a 4A school.
Yeah, exactly.
Surely at a school that big, they have some guys that can play ball.
They'll have some athletes, yep. Sure.
And then the game after that, you'll have Hinton County Tournament coming up. You'll have multiple tough games. And it's the same on the girls' side. A lot of teams are going to be ranked there. And you come to Fort Cobb, you always expect, if you want to be the best, you have to play the best. Mm-hmm. And the last 5-6 weeks of the season are really gonna tell.
Get us ready for the playoffs.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
That's right.
And this is a good win to have once again. Not sure exactly how many that is in a row now, but. Well, I guess they've won every one since the finals of the Burns Flat tournament, I believe.
Hinton beat them, and then they've won 2 or 3 since then,
So it's a good thing to have going into the Hinton tournament, of course. Elk City first. More than likely, depending on how things go, Hinton second. Girls, we already talked a lot about them, but they'll get their chances to come back, and I think they'll be able to bounce back and start to come through here as we get towards the playoffs. And I still think, honestly, even being unranked and 4-9 now, I think they can make a pretty deep run. I think they'll scare some people.
I hope so. Yep. All right, Blake. Thanks a lot for your analysis tonight. Did a great job as always. Thanks to our camera, John Bellamy, operating the camera tonight, and Baker, Caden Baker, operating the computer, scoreboard, doing a great job engineering our broadcast. Once again, thanks to Blake. Our next broadcast will be Thursday. We'll be on the air at about 5:30, depending on how the tournament's going. The boys will play first on Thursday, and then the girls will follow that. So looking forward to the Hinton tournament coming up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So hope you can tune in. And thanks for joining us tonight, folks. Final time the Mustangs defeated Merritt 55-41. For all of our broadcast crew, I'm Don Tyson saying good night, everybody.